Hey, Lucy.
Hey, Lucy. Hi, Lucy.
Hi, Lucy's how everyone greets her when they see her at school or in the street. All of the children ask her, what time today will you and Sister Grace meet? Hi, Lucy's how everyone greets her. There's always a thought in her head. She's always got a question or some kind of story to tell. You are our friend Lucy. We like to listen to what you say. You teach us things that are good and help us grow in our faith. With you we have fun, Lucy. We love to watch your show. And when we hear the bell, we know you have to go. Jesus smiles when he sees her make an effort in all she can. Lucy, we want to be your friends so you can teach us to love him.
Hi, Sister Grace.
Hi, Lucy. How are
Look
you?
at all those books. Where are we today? In a library?
No, Lucy, you're so silly. We're here in the classroom.
What are you doing? Are you organizing your stuff again?
Yeah, I want to make sure that I have, the Saints books in order because we need to have
Saints
order.
books. Oh yeah, order. What are you
Order.
doing, Sister Grace?
I was just thinking, I could separate them with a piece of paper and then later I know where
Are
one
you
goes.
putting them by alphabetical order?
Yes. Do you know how to put them in alphabetical order?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right?
Do you remember that? Do you remember the first time you learned that? A,
Yeah.
B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X,
Y, and Z.
Z.
Hey, who's that? Who's that nun, Sister Grace? In the
Right
brown?
here?
Yeah.
Ah, this is Saint Clare.
St. Clare? There's a St. Clare?
Did you hear about her?
No.
You know Saint Francis of Assisi, right?
He's the one that used to talk with all the birds, right?
He
was
loved
very poor,
animals.
right?
He
Yeah.
loved animals.
Uh-huh.
Well, he wasn't always poor,
He wasn't?
No, actually, he came from
Do you
a
have a
noble
book about
family.
it?
Let me look. It's a surprise. Let me
Where is
look.
it? Let me see.
That's why we
Colder,
need to have order because I
colder,
can't find
colder,
it.
Colder. Yeah! Hot.
Here you go, Saint Francis of Assisi. Sorry, it's just okay. I think I need glasses. I can't see. Okay, how are your eyes, Lucy?
Fine. I've got two.
And so do I. Eyes.
Eyes.
Okay. Well,
Look at him with all the birds,
Saint-
as I said, Sister Grace. See what I said? It's
Saint
good.
Francis and Saint Clare have a lot in common. You know why?
Why?
Well, Saint Francis of Assisi, right?
Uh-huh.
They call him of Assisi because he was from Assisi. In
Where's that?
where? Do you know what country?
Assisi?
It's somewhere close to
Cincinnati?
where Pope Benedict XVI lives.
Germany.
No, that's where he's from.
Oh, the Vatican. He's from the Vatican.
Where's the Vatican?
In Italy.
In
Italy.
Rome. Rome. Very good.
St. Francis of Assisi's from Rome?
He's from Italy.
That's what I said. I said it was...
Assisi, Italy.
Oh.
Well, you know what? I told you he was from a rich, actually,
Can I see the picture?
a rich family.
Does it have pictures inside? I
Yeah,
love
it
looking
does.
at the pictures.
And one day, because he had lots of friends and and also many young women were very attracted to him, and
Yeah.
he had he was very popular amongst his friends. He told funny jokes. But one day Saint Francis, and he was just Francis at the time, he heard interiorly. I mean, he didn't hear a voice coming down from the sky like in the movies, but he heard interiorly that the Lord was saying to him, "Come repair my house."
Why, what happened? Did the water get in?
No, but when he was saying, "Come," it was the church. come repair my church.
Yeah, because Jesus was in the church, right?
And at that time you would think, so why did God say that to him? Come repair my church.
Yeah.
And that was such a big task, but he put that in the heart of Saint Francis.
Yeah.
And Saint Francis left everything.
He left all his money and everything?
He said he had to be poor, like the poor people, and help them, and he took his good clothes off and he put on a heavy
raggy clothes?
Yeah, a woolen like sackcloth, and he put a brown belt around him, and he would go in the street, and people thought he was crazy. And he would beg for money for the poor, and he was begging, and he was really begging for, like Jesus, he was begging for the poor.
Yeah.
So, now today in the church, there are Franciscans. They call them Franciscans because of Saint Francis.
Wow. And what did Saint Clare do?
So many. Saint Clare?
Yeah.
She's was also
pretty.
Yeah, isn't she? Look at that. And let me show you a picture. This will really amaze you,
Yeah.
because she was like, I think, very young. She was only in her teens, and she was very touched by the life of Saint Francis too.
Really?
And she felt called that God was calling her to live her life only for him.
Yeah.
Just like me.
There's a picture that's going to really impress me.
Okay.
Is that her?
That's her. You see her pretty long hair?
Wow.
Well, you know what happens? Wait. She cut her hair.
She cut her hair?
And this was very important,
So pretty.
to her. But she said she was going to cut it and offer it to God.
Really? Does
Yeah.
God like those things when we offer him up our hair? And
Because
stuff?
it was so important to her. If we just offer, we can cut our hair, but if you offer it to God and say, Lord, because this is so precious to me,
Is he cutting
I
it?
offered you. Yeah, he cut her hair. She asked him to. Saint Francis. And so she too left everything she had, and she started what was now today the Poor Clares.
Really?
Yeah, and they live in poverty, also chastity and obedience.
Wow.
And they want to be like Jesus. So, she did great things in the church. Now there are also thousands of Poor Clares around the world, and they're doing such a blessed job.
He's putting his hand in his mouth. He's like saying, Sister Grace.
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, Saint, what is that? Benedict. Oh, okay. Hold on. Do you know this saint? Maybe I know a saint that you know. You have to tell. Now it's your turn to tell me about one.
Okay.
All right, are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay. How about Saint Mary Magdalene? You know her.
Mary Magdalene?
Sister Isabel taught you about her in class.
That's true. She's
in
from
religion
the Bible,
class.
right?
Mm-hmm.
She's from the Bible. And she used to sin a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then she became really good. And when Jesus died, when he resurrected them from his grave, he came to Mary Magdalene and he said, Mary. And she said, Rabbi. Right?
Yeah,
I remember
very
that.
good.
Sister Isabel told us that the other day.
And they were gonna stone her. Remember?
They were?
And do you remember? Picked up the Jesus started to write on the ground because the Pharisees were gonna stone her because she.
Did he have a pen?
A what?
A pen?
A pen?
Yeah.
Why would no? This didn't exist back then.
Really?
But
What
he
did
said,
he use?
"Don't judge
Did he
her."
use colored markers, a green one?
No, I think he just might have
black
just
one.
used a stick or something,
Or
or
his
finger. And
Wow.
he said, "Don't. If you have never sinned, throw the first stone." And everyone walked away. And he said, "You are forgiven. Now go in peace and don't sin anymore."
Really?
You see all these saints? There's so many.
Yeah.
I could stay here all day telling you, but you have such a short amount of time to be
there's
here.
loads, Sister Grace. Tell me another one.
There's another one. I know one that you would like. He's young. His name is Saint Dominic Savio.
Yeah, I know him. Teacher told us a story about him one day.
What do you know about him? Tell me.
That he was in the class of Don Bosco. St. Don Bosco. And that he didn't like to
Saint John
to
Bosco's
commit
from
sins,
where?
right?
Where's Saint John Bosco from?
From heaven.
He's in heaven now, but he was from Italy. Wow, there's talking
a
about
lot
all
from
these. There's a lot
Italy.
from Italy.
All the saints are from Italy nearly, right?
Not all the saints. There's saints all
Really?
over the world. I could
Really?
tell you about lots of
Hey,
saints.
what happened to him? He's on the ground. That one there that says.
Ooh, Saint Ignatius of Loyola.
Yeah, what happened to him?
Oh, look at that. He was hurt in the war, and he loved to fight. And
He did? He's a saint and he loved to
soldier.
fight?
And yeah, he was a soldier in the
Really?
army. And he was wounded in battle. And because he
Can I
was
see the
very
pictures?
noble. You see that?
Can I see inside?
Okay. You know what happened when he was in the hospital?
Uh-huh.
Then somebody gave him a book about
Let
the
me see
life of
that.
Jesus Christ.
Uh-huh.
And his whole entire life changed.
Really?
Yeah, he wanted to now after fighting, in war, he wanted to be a soldier for Christ.
Wow.
So now today there are Jesuits. There are Jesuits all over the
Why?
world
Why are
doing
there Jesuits?
because the Jesuits are those who followed Saint
His way of
Ignatius of
life?
Loyola, the way he
Wow.
lived and his
Uh-huh.
spirituality.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's so many things to talk about. And he too had other followers that are saints too, like Saint Francis of Xavier.
Where is it?
This is in Spain. There are two saints from Spain.
They're from Spain?
Yeah, you say in Spanish you say San
They're not from
Francisco
Italy?
Javier and San Ignacio de Loyola. One day maybe your mom can take you there. But you know what, Lucy?
What?
You're called to be a saint like them. I was going to tell you
Yeah.
about Saint Dominic Savio, but
Yeah, tell me, what were you going to say, Sister Grace?
well, he was a student, and you remember what happened.
Uh-huh.
You were
What?
going to tell me this. You were telling me he was a student of St. John Bosco.
Yeah? And he didn't like to sing a lot?
And when he was 14, St.
Uh-huh.
John Bosco told him he had to be a saint, and he took it seriously.
He did. He didn't say, but I'm just only 14.
No, because when we're baptized, from the time of our baptism,
Uh-huh.
we're all called to be holy and saints. And from that moment on, we're all called to this holiness, to be set aside for God.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And so was he a saint and he was only 14 years old?
Well, what happened is that he, when he said, if I have to be a saint, I have to do it fast because I don't know if I have enough time.
Yeah.
And within 2 years, he died.
Really?
Yeah. And he said, I have to be a saint. I don't know if I have enough time.
So I have to be it right now in the present moment,
In the
right?
present moment, you have to be a saint. Everyone, all the faithful are called. All the people in the church are
Is my
called to be
grandma?
saints.
Is my grandma called to be a saint?
Yes, she's baptized. All baptized
Is the
people
bread
are.
man called to be a saint?
All baptized. Is he baptized?
And the ladies that work in the
Yes.
canteen, are they called to be a saint?
Yes, they are.
Really?
Everyone's called to be a saint.
Wow.
And the Pope John Paul II,
He is a
he
saint.
said to all the people, he said, "Don't be afraid."
You sound just like him. Don't
He
be
said,
afraid
"Don't
of
be
what?
afraid to become saints,
Really?
to be holy."
Really?
And then he called everyone. He said, "You have to be the next saints of this generation to come." That
Really?
means you too, Lucy. One day we should have
Me too?
another Saint Lucy.
Oh, yeah, there is a Saint Lucy, but I'll tell you about her another day, Sister Grace, because I gotta go right now.
All right.
Okay,
All right.
Sister Grace? Hey,
Well-
can you give me some of those books so that I can read?
Yeah, sure. I can lend it. Do you want me to leave them in? Do you want me to leave,
Yeah,
to
and
leave
when
them in
my
your
mom
locker?
comes to collect me today, we'll pass by here, okay?
When she picks you up later on, you want
Yeah.
me? Okay.
Okay, thanks, Sister Grace.
Bye.
Bye.
Lucy, it's time to go, Lucy. The bell has gone, Lucy. It's time to go home. Lucy, it's time to go, Lucy. The bus is here, Lucy. It's time to go home. It's been great fun this time with you. We hope to see you
All right.
soon again.
God bless you, Lucy.
Bye.
Thanks for stopping by.